Thank you. Turning to your Voice Your Vote coverage this morning, Congressman Tiffany is in Green Bay right now, fresh off of his primary win in yesterday's election. He defeated political newcomer Andy Mansky with 95% of the vote. Sam Goodman is at Tiffany's event in Green Bay right now. He joins us live. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Aisha. Congressman Tiffany is kicking off his Common Sense Leadership Tour today in Green Bay. It's his first campaign event since that decisive primary victory last night against Andy Mansky. But there's another organization here protesting outside, hoping voters will hear a different message about Tiffany today. Indivisible Brown County is protesting outside, and they're leading this statewide protest with multiple other statewide groups that are taking part. Their target is Tiffany's record in Congress, including his support for President Trump and Republican policies on health care and taxes. They also argue those policies are contributing to higher costs for Wisconsin families and could leave people without health care coverage. As Tiffany begins his campaign for governor, though, the group is saying that the record needs to be part of the conversation. Tiffany, on the other hand, is expected to continue discussing his vision for Wisconsin's future. That includes lowering costs, restoring order, and helping kids succeed in their futures. He's also joined by other Republican candidates who are running for state leadership, notably including Eric Toney, the Attorney General hopeful, and we'll hear from Tiffany a little bit later today. Live in Green Bay, Sam Goodman, Action 2 News.
Sam, thank you. On the Democratic side of the governor's race, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley is in Milwaukee right now accepting that nomination. He narrowly beat out State Representative Francesca Hong by a few thousand votes. Hong's campaign tells our Milwaukee partner station that she called Crowley to concede the race early this morning. His campaign manager says Crowley is grateful to Wisconsin voters, adding he is looking ahead to the November election. They added, quote, "From day one, this campaign has been about what comes next for Wisconsin, making life more affordable, strengthening our schools, creating good paying jobs, and making sure opportunity reaches every corner of our state," end quote. In the 8th congressional race, Democrat military veteran Rick Crossan will face Republican incumbent Congressman Tony Weed. Crossan describes himself as an insider who wants to help rebuild the Democratic Party from within. Both candidates say they're ready for November.
The time is right for people to take our country back from the brink of autocratic, exclusionist, and extremist rule, and to move in a unified direction towards that concept of a more perfect union. So this is a people's campaign.
I think whoever wins has to explain that to the voters. Are they going to vote against the big wins that I brought here in Congress these last 2 years? So people really want common sense. I think we've delivered that, and they're going to continue to reject that radical ideology of the Democrat Party.
A Democrat has not won the 8th district since 2008, and a resounding no for a Wrightstown referendum on data centers. 90% of voters say the village should not support or help build large-scale data centers in or near the community. We have the full results from all the primary races across our area and our website. Just head to wbay.com/elections for the latest there.